Your hair definitely will tell you. Stress is a big one. People don't realize that stress is like really a number one killer. But it's like with women, it'll show up. It'll show in the middle. It'll start showing around your edges. And you can be doing everything. Drinking water, taking your vitamins, wearing it natural, leaving it alone, and your hair will still be breaking off from stress. The salon is definitely like your safe space. And then when you leave out, whatever you was coming in with, whatever drama, whatever negativity, it's gone. Your outside doesn't define who you are.
Taking time for yourself is one thing that I always recommend for women, because a lot of the times we take care of other people and we kind of neglect ourselves. Hey Queens, welcome back to the Healed Woman podcast. I am here with Marilyn. She'll get into everything that she does, but today we're going to talk about our crowns. We're going to talk about how our hair affects our mental health. We're going to dig into how our hair maybe determines our mental health state. So Marilyn, I'll let you introduce yourself.
My name is Marilyn Monroe, and I'm the owner of Hair by Marilyn Monroe. I specialize in healthy hair and silk presses.
He grows some hair. So we'll dig right into the questions. I know that, hair is not just hair. It is a statement. I know for me, when I have my hair done, I feel like a whole new woman. Mental health wise, as far as your self-confidence and things like that, I think it affects, especially in women. Like our hair, it is our crown. So I guess I want to dig into maybe your personal hair journey with your hair, and then just dig into how maybe your hair affected your mental health at one point.
So my hair journey, I go by how I feel. So I was natural at one point. I had long hair. I cut it. I got tired of how I was looking, and I cut it, did blonde. And then one day I woke up and was like, you know what? I need a new start. I wanted everything just new and fresh. So I cut it off. And everybody was shocked because I've always had hair down my back. Yeah. And I cut it off and started over, and I just felt like just free. I'm thinking, okay, if I can cut my hair this short, I can do anything. And so I always tell people, you're not defined by your hair. Your hair does not make you. Yeah. You make the hair, whether it's long, short, brown, blonde, whatever you do. Yeah. You're not determined. You're not defined by your hair. Your hair doesn't make you.
Right. And they say, once a woman changes her hair, she changes her what?
The world.
Yeah. So I guess I would like to know, I know I'm not a beautician, so I don't know maybe the chemical backgrounds and things like that may have to do with your mental health, or how that can show you different things about maybe where you are mentally. Could you dig into maybe some scenarios where we can gauge our mental state for our hair?
So your hair, I always tell people your hair tells you everything. So I can kind of tell if you just had a baby. I can kind of tell if it's stress. I can kind of tell that there's something going on with your hair. Your hair will tell it. I can tell if you're eating a lot of sugar, if you're drinking a lot of alcohol. Your scalp and your hair will tell you. So with my clients, I like to do consultations and try to figure out what's going on, what's the goals, and what is it that you're looking to do. But your hair definitely will tell you. Stress is a big one. Yeah. Like, people don't realize that stress is really a number one killer. But it's like with women, it'll show up. It'll show in the middle. It'll start showing around your edges. You can be doing everything. Drinking water, taking your vitamins, wearing it natural, leaving it alone, and your hair will still be breaking off from stress. So your hair definitely will tell you what's going on. So it's
not necessarily just things that we can automatically see or tell. Like, we're not necessarily that like heat is breaking off my hair.
Right.
It's something deeper.
Sometimes it could be internal.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to kind of, and I try to, when clients sit in my chair, you don't want to dig into their business and try to figure out what's going on. Sometimes it's like, you got something else going on that you need to work on that I can't fix. I can only fix the outside.
Right.
These treatments are going to only go so far.
Right.
And
I think it is like, when we do go to the beauty salon, though, sometimes I think it is some people's safe place, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because it's therapeutic. We're taking care of ourselves for a second. And then, two, it's just a culture, I feel like, of us kind of just being able to open up and talk and have girl chat while we get our hair done.
Yeah. And I always tell people my spot is we don't judge. We listen. We do not judge. You come in and say what you want. What you're going to tell me is not going to leave the salon. I'm gonna be honest, I ain't gonna remember.
Right.
I hear so much.
Look, you hear some
I hear so much stuff, so you ain't gotta worry about me repeating it.
Right.
But yeah, the salon is definitely like your safe space. And then when you leave out, whatever you was coming in with, whatever drama, whatever negativity, it's gone.
Lift it.
Like I have one client, she always say, "Girl, you wash away all my problems."
Right.
And it's like, yeah, leave them in the bowl.
Right. Look, yeah, but I would say too, how has society and culture like kind of shaped your hair, your view on hair?
For me, I just always like I just like natural hair. I feel like now everything is like wigs and weaves, and that's fine. I feel like at a time, like our grandparents, we used to do that for an occasion or going to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
But now it's like the identity. And it's like if you don't have a weave or wig, you're not it. And I think you get to the point where you don't like how you look without it. And I feel like that's a problem.
I must speak on that.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But yeah, I just feel like that's a problem. It's like you need to do it for an occasion, your birthday. You want to switch your look up, but when it's all the time and you take it off, and you don't like what you look like without it, we got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, because I'm gonna be honest. Like when I have my natural hair, I feel like I look like a baby.
16.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm a child.
Yeah.
But so I am trying to work on that too. Like I can wear my natural hair straightened, but as far as in my natural state, it's like a lot of work for me.
Yeah. A lot of maintenance.
However, I am trying to embrace that, like without having to have long hair or have the straight hair, and just embracing me for who I am.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of cases out there for women that feel that way because of the social media, because of all the stuff, stigmatisms and stuff like that on natural hair. Because when I was in elementary, I got picked on for my puffs. My little, curly puffs.
Yeah.
So that probably has something to do with it now today. And a lot of us don't realize that stuff that may have happened early on,
it sticks with you.
It does.
And it's trauma. That's what people don't realize. It's trauma, and your hair holds trauma.
Yep.
So it's like, I definitely agree. It's like you get picked on when you're 6 years old, and it's like, okay, we 30-something. Well, I still remember that.
Right.
But it's real.
It does affect you in your adulthood without you even knowing it, too. So I'd like to ask, too, do you feel like the beauty industry truly represents Black hair and culture today?
Yes and no. I feel like in a way we kind of got away from that. I feel like back in the day it was like family oriented. It was good energy. I feel like now we're seeing a lot of negative. Everything is like just negative about the hair industry, and I don't know what happened. I don't know where it took a left turn, but it has definitely changed. A lot of things that I'm seeing on social media is like, we're always fighting in the salon. We're always arguing. We're always disputing the charges. I'm sitting up here like, what is going on?
Right.
Because that is not my salon.
Right.
We're not having none of that.
No.
It's good vibes. It's peace. My clients come in and they go to sleep. Peaceful it got to be to go to sleep in a public spot.
Exactly.
So it's like we eating our snacks. We got water, juice, and wine. It's good vibes. So I feel like yes and no. I feel like we got away from how it used to be back in the day.
I agree too. Even then too, I know we went through a phase of Black hair and natural hair not being necessarily acceptable.
Right.
And so I think we're getting back into that now. As far as I know, with certain agencies or things where you work, I won't name them, but they don't really like for you to have, I've heard locks.
Yeah.
Like locks, your hair past your shoulders.
Different colors in your hair if it's not natural.
Yeah. Big on that. Because, and I feel like people should be able to freely express themselves as long as it's not a distraction, which hair is, it's hair.
Just an expression of art.
So I definitely think that I think we're getting better a tad with being acceptable of natural hair and Black hair in our styles. But it was, for a second, a little shaky.
It was. Definitely was.
That's something that I can relate to, too. Were there times that you felt like proud of your hair or ashamed?
I'm not gonna really say ashamed. I was that kid at like 5 in the hair salon. I had a lot of hair. My mom didn't know what to do with it. So it was like payday, I was getting my hair done. I was the 5-year-old with the relaxer and getting a roller set. So I can't really say ashamed, but I knew that it was something I had to keep up.
Right.
No matter what I had on, what I wore, I could wear the same pair of shoes all year, but this hair is gonna be done.
And I know that women, some is hair, some is nails, some can't go without their eyebrows done.
Right.
But I would
probably say hair. Yeah.
I would say hair because it just makes a statement. Like,
and it's make everything better. It's like my food don't even taste right unless my hair is done.
Well, it goes deep.
Yeah,
it goes deep. So we're going to go into like business and entrepreneurship. What was maybe like the biggest challenge that you faced starting your salon?
I was kind of naive when I opened my salon. I thought that I was going to be able to get a grant and a loan because I'm running this business, and I wasn't. So I had to, everything was savings. It was, and then too, I was at a suite, and then I had opened up my salon, so I was paying for 2 spots at one time. And so I guess I just thought it was just going to be easy, be able to do it overnight. I did get my salon open in a month. I worked at the suites during the day, and then I was at night, me and my dad at the salon every night, getting it together. Because I'm like, listen, I'm paying for 2 spots. We got to have this open by next month. But if I had to do it all over again, I would. I would probably just take more. I would ask help. Like, okay, what is the right way that I need to do things?
Right.
But we're here. I mean, I made it through. But yeah, I definitely would say probably being naive when I first opened. I thought it was just like, okay, I'm going to open this, and I didn't know I need to get licensed for this and do that. It was new to me, and it was quick. It was very fast.
So we'll go into we kind of already talked about it, but I'll let you dig into it a little bit more. How can your hair impact your confidence? I guess, does it cause depression, anxiety, or does it have anything to do with your self-worth?
I always say when you look better, you feel better and you do better. When you don't like what you see in the mirror, I feel like it affects you. It's like, you just be like, ugh, So I definitely think when your hair is done, even though you may still not feel good on the inside, but when you look in that mirror and you see yourself and it's like, oh, my hair is done. Let me get up. You know what? Today I'm going to iron my pants. I'm not going to go in there wrinkled today, know?
Yeah.
But I definitely think it makes you feel better.
Right.
I know when I was working back at Corey Paul's, we would do a back to school. And that was one of our things. The kids, to do the free hairstyles. And we were saying, on their first day of school, you want them to feel good. You don't want the kid to go in and that's that kid that's been picked on. And so that was something we would do to give back to the community. Yeah. And I feel like that helps. It's like, okay, you're going to start off the school year right. You're going to go in there and you feel good. You got your book bag. You got all your supplies. You look good.
Right.
I think it affects just overall everything.
It does. So what is your advice for somebody who may be struggling to embrace their natural or being okay with themselves regardless of if their hair is done?
I think it all starts with like yourself, like pouring into yourself, self-love, no matter what that is. It doesn't have to be going to get your nails done, spending all that money. It doesn't even have to be coming to the salon. Now, I would recommend coming to the salon.
Hello.
But it can be something as simple as doing a wash day every Sunday. Right. Make that day your day where you're going in, you're doing your deep conditioning, you're detangling your hair. Because a lot of times people get stressed and depressed. They'll stop combing their hair. They won't wash their hair, and it's almost like they just don't do anything. So we can start off small, just pouring into yourself, whatever that may look like for you. I think that'll definitely be something that, and it doesn't have to cost a lot.
Right. Do
what you can with, a little bit and go from there.
Yes, I definitely agree. Taking time for yourself is one thing that I always recommend for women because a lot of the times we take care of other people. And we kind of neglect ourselves. So I think that digging deep and ensuring that, like, from the inside.
Right. You got to fix the inside first. Yeah, because it'll show on the outside. So even if you just take 10 minutes a day.
Right.
In silence. Whatever you... journaling, whatever it means for you. Whatever you need to do. Go outside, make your tea, take your vitamins. But you definitely have to put that pour into yourself because if not, you're pouring into an empty cup.
That's right. And we cannot pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
I know we try, but we can do it. So I know that as believers, I know that you're a believer. I think it's good to have our identity and reminding ourselves who we are through Him beyond our appearance is very, very important. Like it stems from that, right? I know that our hair can, make us feel better or have us on a high, when we have it done. But essentially, like I said before, the internal, which is, for me, I believe, is finding your identity in Christ first and then understanding, how He views you as well, which that beauty radiates from the inside out. And then it comes through, like we said, through the hair, through the whatever. So what's your view on that?
I mean, you are not your appearance. It's what I feel like it's internal. Your outside doesn't define who you are. I feel like it's your soul. You know, like who are you to your core?
Right.
Because anybody can dress up and look good and put on and smile and, you know, be nice. But like the core of you, who are you?
Right, right.
So I think it's more than just the outer appearance.
So I know there are different types of conditions that can affect your hair, right? Like alopecia, postpartum, and trauma-related, you know, things that may affect your hair. Could you tell us maybe about an experience possibly that you've dealt with, like coming through the salon?
I have a lot that comes through the salon. I guess I can start with like postpartum. So I try to let my clients know ahead of time so we can stay ahead of it. Most of the time, I'm going to say between like 4 and 8 months after you have your baby, you start to lose your edges. So I'm like, let's make sure you're taking your prenatals, make sure you're doing your treatments, make sure you're doing your trims, because that can affect too. You're already going through like the postpartum,
right,
and then you're stressed, and then to look in the mirror and then your edges is gone. So I feel like that's a whole nother, you know.
It is. I actually have a friend that's kind of going through that now. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, girl, it's going to come back.
Yeah, it comes back. Yeah. But, you know, they don't want to hear that. It's like, look, girl, my hair is gone.
Our nutrients, you know, is going all to
the baby.
Especially if you're breastfeeding, too. Still, it's like, you got to understand what all you're doing right now. Like, beyond, I know our appearance is very important to a lot of us, but just knowing that you're a superwoman, like,
you can do it, and it's coming back. Yeah, and I'm kind of old school. So, like, a lot of my clients be mad at me because either right before they have the baby or right after, they want color and cut. They always want something drastic. I'm like, nope. You need to wait till the hormones come back down. Or they be like, no, my doctor said I can get color. And it's like, it's not what the doctor is saying. But it's like, while you're going through your hormones, as soon as I put that color on and that hair break off, you ain't going to tell the doctor. You're going to say, Marilyn broke all my hair off. You know? So when it comes to that, I'm kind of old school. I'm like, no, we're not doing no color. We're going to wait.
And that's what I like, too, about you, is that you take it, like, serious. Like, you take it serious, because every time that I come back, you know, after being gone, we got to check it out.
We got to check it out. Like, girl, where you been at?
Yeah, so I do appreciate that about you, because a lot of times people will just do your hair. Like, they'll do whatever you tell them to
I'm
do.
not doing it. I'm all about healthy hair. You got to start from the roots and get it healthy, and then we can go from there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Have you had any experiences, like, maybe with alopecia?
I've had some clients with alopecia, and I've tell them the truth. Like, sometimes you may need to go see a dermatologist. Sometimes it is above me.
Right.
Some things I can see ahead of time where they call it traction alopecia. And it's like, okay, you've been wearing too many protective styles, too many braids, and it's pulling tension on your hair. Yeah. And so if I can see it, it's like, okay, no, we got to stop this ahead of time.
Right.
But I know it can be like, it's, I'm not going to say triggering, but it's like, I get it, me trying to tell the client, hey, listen, don't put no weave over this. And it's like, Marilyn, this is gone, and this, you know, this is gone. Yeah. So I just always try to have sympathy. I don't try to be like, well, I told you not to wear it on weave, because our hair is everything to us. Right. So I just try to make sure that my delivery is not so harsh.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, I've had some clients with that come in.
And it has to be a different experience, you know, just it's a blessing to be able to have, you don't even think about it, but just thinking, like, it's a blessing to even be able to have hair.
It is, though. I mean, you know, like, it is.
If I didn't have hair.
Right, what am I going to do?
Right.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
So that has to be a hard thing to go through, but we're grateful for people like you that know what they're doing. So do you have any advice that you would give somebody that's looking to start, like, a hair salon?
I would say get a mentor.
Okay.
Find a mentor and get everything you can out of the mentor. Get the knowledge first. I think what helped me too is I had the clientele. So it was like that helped, because if I was starting a business and didn't have any clientele, it would be like, oh, I just have a business. Right. And I did not want to be one of the type of people just to say I got a business and a building and we just, you know, sitting here. But somebody starting out, I feel like with anything you do in life, if you have a passion for it, it's going to work. Right. Put your all into it and you just do it. And that was kind of like my thought process. It was like, all right, we're here now. Yeah. So it's no, you know, it's no turning back.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you handle competition in the industry? Like, I guess for me, honestly, as being one of your clients, I will say that your customer service and things like that set you apart as far as the educational piece that you provide to us during our service, and letting us know what's going on with us and stuff like that. That does set you apart when it comes to competition. But how do you handle?
So competition for me, honestly, I feel like I am my own competition. I am literally competing with myself. I want to be better than I was 5 years ago. I want to be better than I was last year. So I'm constantly like hard on myself. As far as like competition outside of me, it's more like motivation. If I see somebody outside, it's like, you know what? That was smart what she did. That was good marketing. I like how she did it. How can I, incorporate it with what I'm doing to elevate? So yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily like competition. If anything, it would definitely be against me. I am my hardest. I'm on myself. You know what? That was dumb. You shouldn't have done that. You need to do that better. We won't do that again.
And
so
I think a lot of people get distracted with trying to focus on competition. Really, you're your competition.
Yeah,
like,
you really,
there is no competition because only you can do what you do.
Exactly.
Like,
and once you set your mind to it, you can do anything. But I feel like too, social media, you have to take breaks on social media. It's easy to see what the next person is doing and get discouraged. But you have to tell yourself like that's her time. And your time is coming at your time. And my favorite thing to say is like, what's meant for me will not pass me.
Right.
And it may not be 2025. My year may be 2026. My year may have been 2020.
Right.
So you have to like stay focused and focus on yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like too, that's where that self-love, that self-healing, comes in, where I'm not worried about what anything else is going on outside of me.
Yeah. And I think that everybody has to understand that they have their own journey, process. So just because somebody may have did a celebrity's hair in 2025, they're on their own journey.
Exactly.
So you shouldn't be worried about what somebody else is doing. Your time is gonna come for whatever purpose God has for you, and so you can't really compare somebody else's journey.
Yep, I definitely
to yours.
Agree. Yep.
Yeah. One last question. It's gonna be a personal question, and then we'll move on, kind of close out. But what hair trends are you loving right now?
I am loving the pixie cuts. I guess because I'm rocking it right now. Blonde used to be my thing.
Yeah.
I used to be platinum blonde, brown and blonde, just everything blonde braids, whatever, blonde bob.
Yeah.
But I think now I'm into that 90s pixie cut, that knee long. Like I think that's my favorite right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. If I could cut my hair,
you can, girl. We're growing your hair out.
Yes, we are. we're working on this, so I'm not gonna take us backwards. But I did at one point to go natural, cut my hair completely off.
Like really short?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think.
Did you wear it natural or were you relaxed?
I was wearing it natural.
Okay.
Kia.
Yeah.
She used to do my hair
okay.
when I had first cut it off. She used to do it and do my little short haircuts and stuff like that.
She can rock, so she can do some short hair now.
Yeah. So I definitely agree because I love a pixie cut.
It's maintenance, so I'm not gonna get up here and be like, "Girl, this is easy."
Yeah.
You got to sleep sitting straight up with the right scarf or the silk pillowcase. It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
Yeah. And I will say that like some people think just because it's short that is no maintenance or it's less maintenance.
It's hard.
Really, you gotta find the shape and the whatever works for it. It's a lot more tedious.
And you gotta keep it done, because if not, you'll be cute one day and the next day you look like somebody's uncle.
That's the thing. So I have a scripture that I want to end on. It's 1 Peter 3-4. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit. That's good.
I like that.
That's good. So that's all that we have today, guys. We appreciate you for joining. If you have any questions, I'm going to leave Miss Marilyn's information down in the description below. So make sure that you guys subscribe and go check her out as well. Book my girl.
Y'all come see me.
So thank y'all for joining the Healed Women podcast. And at the end of the podcast, I like to remind you guys that you are royalty. So we should walk, talk, and conduct ourselves as such. And remember to adjust your crown.
Bye.